Welcome back. You're here for another episode of Paper Route. I'm Corey Holmes, and I'm with my man, Brandon Marshall. How we feeling today, big boss?
I'm feeling a little tired, bro. I went to sleep at 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
I couldn't sleep.
You did say that.
I couldn't sleep. Like, I think I did too much yesterday. Obviously, I'm training to race Terrell Owens. He's 49. He still thinks he can play in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's disturbing. But yeah, yesterday I worked out. I took a scoop of pre-workout, had a Celsius, and I think I did too much.
I think I did
up
too. All night.
Yeah, I was up till 5 in the morning, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw me.
I was telling him, yo, he was sending me Instagram posts at 3 a.m. I'm like, I woke up to him, of course, but I'm like, yo, this dude up at 3 a.m. What's up?
But I didn't wake you, did I?
No, you didn't. You didn't. Like I said, I woke up to him.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
listen, I'm ready to go.
You ready to go, though? You feeling good?
I'm excited about the show.
All right.
You put together a hell of a show.
As always.
We're talking a little bit of Lamar Jackson. What else are we talking?
So, yeah, we're going to talk Aaron Rodgers. We're going to talk Bill Belichick. And we also got, is it Bronny James? Bronny James, he's actually playing in the McDonald's All-American game tonight. So we'll talk about him a little later. But, Brandon, you alluded to it, man. We're going to start with Lamar Jackson. So, after yesterday's events, it's pretty fair to say that Lamar Jackson's time in Baltimore is probably over. But I say it's about time to really talk about, like, his potential suitors, right?
That's right.
So there was also an update yesterday. Yesterday, Indianapolis Colts general manager Chris Ballard confirmed that they will consider making a move for Lamar Jackson. This is what he had said, according to ESPN's Stephen Holder. He said, anytime a special player is available, which he is, you've got to do the work. I'm not going to get into deep discussions on where it's at or what we're doing or what we might do. But what I'll tell you is he's a really good player, really special player. But you never know how any of this will work out. So, Colts, you got the Colts. I think yesterday you mentioned the Patriots and whatnot. Which teams really stand out as, like, legitimate options for Lamar right now?
Oh, my goodness. So here's the deal. First off, Lamar Jackson gets what Lamar Jackson wants. That's first and foremost, okay? We need to understand that. When you look at Lamar Jackson and what he believes, how he stands on what he believes in, there's no turning back. Last year, Lamar Jackson said, I'm not going to discuss any more deals with the Baltimore Ravens after this date. I'm not going to discuss it with the reporters. That date came, and what happened? He never discussed it again. And then you go back to what he said on draft night. You go back to what he said, hell, back in high school when people were overlooking him. He and his mother, Felicia Jackson, have always gone against what people said against the grain. So there's no turning back. So now your question is, what teams stand out? I said it yesterday. The New England Patriots makes the most sense to me. Yeah. You do have the Colts there. Chris Ballard was a guy that brought me to the Chicago Bears. Chris Ballard is a guy that I actually admire. I think he's a top 5 general manager in the NFL. He knows that they need a quarterback. I talk to Chris Ballard often, right? And I haven't talked to him over the years, but I haven't talked to him probably in 3 to 4 months. No, maybe even longer. Maybe 5 months. Okay. A discussion that I had with him probably last year around training camp when Pac went to camp and I called him, we got the credentials and everything. I started talking to him about what are they going to do moving forward. And he talked about the quarterback position. And he said, I had Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck retires in training camp. Chris Ballard takes this job. He's a well sought after man in the NFL. I got Andrew Luck. That's all I need. And you got a defense that easily turned into a top 5.
Yeah, Colts historically going to have a good defense.
So Andrew Luck retires. Who they go get? Well, they have Jacoby Brissett
at the time.
Gap quarterback. From there, they go get Phillip Rivers. They go get Carson Wentz, right? They have bad luck with quarterbacks. He knows. All smart general managers know that they need a quarterback to win it in this modern NFL. In this era of football, you need a quarterback. Some people will say defense wins championships. I kind of believe that a little bit, but you also need a quarterback. You don't need a top 5 quarterback, but you need a quarterback that understands time management, know how to manage the game, situational football, all those things. So I like the Colts to get this done. But if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm looking at the New England Patriots. Why? Because there's a few things that I'm looking at. Okay. Here's the things that Lamar Jackson should be looking at. Okay. Ownership, stability.
Right.
Why stability there? Man, it's a trickle-down effect. If you go to a bum organization, and the ownership is a little rocky. They don't know what they're doing. They're not football guys, but they like to throw themselves in football discussions and mess things up. Then you're never going to win. Mm-hmm. Commanders, who came out and said that, no, we're not in on Lamar Jackson. Thank you. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I say thank you. Right. Because you got Daniel Snyder. You don't know what's going on with ownership. They're about to sell. I don't know if Jeff Bezos or Jay-Z's about to be the owner, right? So there's instability there, and you don't know what you're getting there. Right. And even if Daniel Snyder doesn't sell, say it takes another 12 months or so, do you really believe in Daniel Snyder to put you in position to win?
Yeah, not
because there's going to be a huge, there's going to be a huge spotlight on Lamar. You asked to get out. You are out now. Mm-hmm. Bro, do you know the type of coverage he's going to get every single day? Not just games, practice.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Practice, bro. He's going to be so criticized. You think Russell Wilson was criticized last year? Yeah, come on, bro. So here's the thing, and I'll throw it to you. Head coach, you want a winner, all right? Defense, offensive line, and then you want to go to an organization as a deal maker. Mm-hmm. When you're a playmaker like this, like Chris Ballard said, when a playmaker becomes available, you got to do your due diligence.
Right.
When you're a playmaker, bro, you just want an opportunity to win. Mm-hmm. Just get me in position, or y'all gonna go out there and get the wide receivers that I need. The Baltimore Ravens haven't done it in 20 years.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because, like, all right, I mean, the Patriots, that may sound like a good, situation for them, but is it really though? Like, do you don't think?
Absolutely.
But from the way their offense is set up and the personnel that they have right now, do you think that's an offense that he can go in and win at right now?
Oh,
they just got rid of Jacoby Myers, what receivers do they have right now?
That's right. So let's talk about it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I was naming these things that he should look at, right? Yeah. Ownership, head coach, defense, offensive line, deal maker. Mm-hmm. That's the New England Patriots, bro. You got Robert Kraft.
Check that box. Yeah.
You got Robert Kraft, check. Uh-huh. You got Bill Belichick, check.
Yeah.
You got defense. PFF, Pro Football Focus, have them top 5 defense last year.
Yeah.
You know that. Let me read to you what they have them at.
I feel like that sounds like the Baltimore Ravens team.
No, it's not. No, the Baltimore Ravens has been all Lamar Jackson, bro.
Where are his playmakers?
Here's the New England Patriots defense. One of the most opportunistic defenses in the league in terms of forcing turnovers, and that was the New England Patriots, led by Bill Belichick. The Patriots defense benefited from edge rushers like Josh Uche and Matt Judon. Mm-hmm. These dudes are top 5. Yeah. And then to your point, offensive line, they're 7. They're sitting at 7, bro. Uh-huh. And you're talking about wide receivers. He got it done. He was MVP without wide receivers, Corey.
He was, but don't we want to win? Isn't that the name of the game? To win? Like win a playoff game?
Corey. He won without wide receivers. He became the MVP in the face of the NFL without wide receivers.
I mean, but why are we criticizing him now? It's because – again, and I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan, but I just wish he can get into a situation where, of course you want a good defense and whatnot, but I want to see Lamar Jackson around like a whole bunch of playmakers. That's why I like the Colts too.
Listen, you're not. What's the last thing I said, Corey? Listen to me. You're not listening.
Was it defense?
You're not listening right now. Ashley's not here, and you just not listening to me today. When Ashley's here, there's order, I guess.
Yeah, there's a void I gotta fill, I guess.
No, I'm just messing with you. Deal maker. You don't think Bill Belichick is going to go out there and maybe go get DeAndre Hopkins or Odell Beckham Jr. or go in the draft?
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
So you don't like him in New England?
I just wish that there was a lot more traction with the Atlanta Falcons. Like, we haven't heard anything from the Atlanta Falcons. I think early on in the process they said they would be good on pursuing Lamar Jackson, but to me it just never made sense. Like, do they have a defense, compared to the Patriots or maybe even the Colts? Maybe not, but their offense is promising in my opinion, right? You got Kyle Pitts at tight end. That dude, he hasn't reached his potential yet, but with somebody like Lamar Jackson, imagine what that could be. You got a dude I forget his first name, but Drake, no, actually that is his first name. It's Drake London. That's
Drake London. I like Drake. Just
like
a
Drake. Lamar Jackson with a Drake London, and then you got Cordell Patterson in the backfield coming with Lamar Jackson, and he could potentially be coming out of the backfield and catching passes. Would that not be a fun and exciting offense to watch? I don't know, but to your point, it's a lot more that goes into it. I get it, but the Falcons, Lamar Jackson, that would be a nice little team up.
Do we have a graphic of the odds here?
So what those were kind of some odds that FanDuel had gave me. They're not live yet, so we didn't want to do that. Right?
What do we have though? Can you read them out? Because but before you read them out, let me respond to what you just said.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons have their quarterback.
And who is that?
Desmond Ridder.
Okay.
Right, and that's why
you believe in him for sure.
Oh my, yes I do. Now look, any team that don't have like a Lamar Jackson should go after Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Desmond Ridder's not Lamar Jackson, but you got to understand. You got to understand, right? Like a lot of teams are looking at this blueprint of success in modern NFL, this modern era of football, and they're saying, okay, to win it, you don't have to pay a quarterback 40, 50 million, right? Joe Burrow on his rookie deal. Lamar Jackson, all the success he had first couple years, rookie deal, right? Jalen Hurts, rookie deal, right? So guys are looking at like, man, can I go in the draft and just get me a quarterback that can, be really good, sometimes special, manage the game, come contribute right away, and then take the rest of that money and invest in my offensive line, my wide receivers, my defensive back, my defensive line. So I think the Atlanta Falcons are sitting here looking at like, man, we have so many gaps. Lamar Jackson we're just going to waste his time. We're going to waste money. Let's go with Desmond Ridder, who they really like could be the quarterback for the next 10 years. Okay. And then go take that money and invest in more playmakers. Right. So I think that's what happens there. But where does FanDuel have them landing? Like, I know it's not live yet, but what are the odds?
So, yeah, I mean, and you can find these in other articles as well, but you got the Colts there in the mix. You got the Falcons there in the mix. You got the Patriots. They also are saying the Bucs are in the mix, right? The Commanders, the Lions are another team. Panthers, right? We're not sure what they'll do with him with that first round or the first overall pick. You got the Titans, and the last team are the Jets and the 49ers. So, I mean, from that list, it's really, like, in my opinion, it's the Colts, it's the Falcons. I mean, I'm kind of skipping all of those teams in the middle. I think like the Titans are another team that could, potentially land Lamar Jackson.
The Titans are a sneaky team. What would they do there? You have Rand, who is the new general manager there by way of the San Francisco 49ers. It'll be interesting to see what Rand does. He's made some moves, made some cuts, but he hasn't done anything like outside the box yet. We'll see what he does there with his strategy. The Commanders, as of yesterday, said that they're out. Maybe it was this morning. The Colts are out there. And the Miami Dolphins sit there as well. And I know they're not on this list. They said they're absolutely out on Lamar Jackson. And I think that's absolutely foolish. The Miami Dolphins should be doing everything they can, like the New England Patriots and like the Colts, to get a Lamar Jackson. We talked about this a day ago. We want to speak life over Tua, right? Like, that's nothing to play with when you talk about head injury. But that is the reality of our sports, bro. Like, you grew up playing football. I started playing football when I was 6 years old. My son is now playing ball. I don't like it, but we're going to deal with some stuff, right? And the reality is, when you suffer from what Tua suffered last year, we're talking about 3 concussions. I don't give a damn if they're saying, it was disclosed or not disclosed or reported, not reported. Like, man, there was 3 serious concussions, right? Bro is 1 concussion away. Forget not playing ball. He could be 1 concussion away from not being able to live a healthy, effective life. Right? So from a football standpoint, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, I look at this. But like I said, they're not. They're going to make a mistake, and they're going to be at the bottom of the barrel again, right? And they have everything they need to get it done. I like the moves they're making there, right? So they better go get a strong backup. Patriots, Bill Belichick. That's what happens on draft night.
On
April
draft
27th.
night, that's when you think it's going to happen?
April 27th.
On draft night.
That's right.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, let's move on to another quarterback that we've been following really this entire offseason. Aaron Rodgers, right? So an update yesterday said that the Jets and the Packers have actually made progress in that deal. It was yesterday, Green Bay Packers GM Brian Gutekunst admitted that they are not expecting a first-round pick actually in return for Aaron Rodgers. Many are saying this actually could be an indicator that, the Packers are starting to kind of let up in negotiations. But it was according to Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk that the Jets, they've been willing to part ways with 2 second-round picks throughout this process, a 2023 pick and a 2024 pick, with the possibility of that 24 pick turning into a first-rounder based off of how Aaron Rodgers does in his first season with the Jets. Right, so yesterday, though, GM Brian Gutekunst, he had told media at a press conference that Aaron Rodgers was basically unresponsive, with him and his team immediately after the 22 season when they reached out, just to discuss the future. We actually have a clip of that. Let's take a look at it.
And what would you say to them to give them a reason to be optimistic for what's ahead?
It's the wrong clip.
Yeah, this might be a clip for a little bit later in the show. We got the Packers GM, Brian Gutekunst.
Last 25 years.
Yeah, that's the wrong clip. Sorry about that, guys. Listen, that's exactly where it needs to be. Aaron Rodgers is 39.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers can still play at an MVP level. Bro, I talked about this for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Right, I had an opportunity to go out there to cover the RX-3 charity 7-on-7 flag football game, and Aaron Rodgers was the star of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It was flag, but you had Josh Allen out there. You had all the quarterbacks in the draft. Jordan Palmer did a phenomenal job putting this together. It was a beautiful thing. And, bro, when I tell you, it was like going to about the ballet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like art. It was poetry. It was like all of these things that you're just being all just watching. Like, how are they doing? It was so graceful.
Right.
The dude threw a no-look 40-yard, 50-yard
right?
bomb.
Yeah,
He looked to the left and threw it right. A lot of times when you see the Patrick Mahomes, when you see the Ryan Fitzpatricks of the day, hell, even Matthew Stafford did it 2 years ago on their magical run to the Super Bowl, and he's done it his whole career. But these no-look passes, you see it 5 yards, maybe 10 yards at the most. I've never seen someone do it 40, 50, and he didn't even backpedal. He's doing it off freaking just right there,
he's special.
Parallel stance. So this dude is magical. He can still do it. But the reality is, Corey, you may get him for 2 years. You may get him for 2 years. A lot of uncertainty. So you got to think about what the Jets are taking. It's not just, hey, we're going to give you, 2 twos. We're willing to do that, which I think I actually think it should be a 2 and a 4.
Yeah, 2 and a 4.
2 twos, man, that's expensive for a guy that you can get for a year or two.
Yeah, right.
And you don't have the leverage. They just came out and pretty much admitted it. We don't have the leverage. But so 2 twos is expensive, but I can see that getting the deal done.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, man, he's special. Special.
Yeah, very much so.
Like, very special.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Jets, I sit back and I just patiently wait for the Packers to break. That's what I do. Because I'm not giving up a 1. I'm not giving up, a player that we need to contribute. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that because if you wait, they're going to break.
Right.
But it's getting close, and I like this.
How do you feel about like that second pick, like the second rounder for next year being like a conditional pick, meaning like it can just it can switch based on his his season next season?
2 and a 4.
Yeah, 2 and a 4. That's what you.
A 2 and a 4.
Yeah.
A 2 and a 4. He's special, bro, but he got a year or 2 left. We don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. Hell, they win the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. You think he's going to stay around? The dude said he went into the dark, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
four nights or so
in
in
like
the
4 nights
darkness retreat.
Mm-hmm.
He said he went in 90% sure he was going to retire.
Yeah.
When he came out of the dark, his phone was blowing up. He said things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers are out there having conversations saying Aaron Rodgers is available.
Mm-hmm.
Pissed him off.
Yeah.
He got competitive. Bro.
He did. Yeah.
So
I lit a fire in him.
Right. So I say that because if the dude was 90% sure that he was going to retire going into this year. What do you think he'll do next offseason?
You're right.
That's why you can't give up. And so I lost my thought earlier, and what I wanted to say is, the 2-2s, but you're also taking on $60 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's big. That's a part of the compensation.
Right.
Now the Packers have $60 million to play with, to go build their team and go built around Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they got to do.
Yeah. No, so that kind of justifies, your point then. No, we'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers, right? So actually what we're going to do now is transition to our Fact or Foolish segment, right? So remember, in this segment, I'm going to read Brandon a statement. He'll determine whether it's fact or foolish and then give his explanation why. But first, before we get into our first statement, right? Yesterday at the 2023 owners meeting, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft was asked a question regarding head coach Bill Belichick's future, right? So this is what he said. He said, you guys have, posted, well, this was the question that he was asked first. He said, you guys have posted a losing record in 2 of the last 3 seasons. If that happens again, could Bill Belichick's job be in jeopardy? Or is he here to break Don Shula's all-time, winning record, right? So this was Robert Kraft's answer to that question. He said, look, I'd like him to break Don Shula's record, but I'm not looking for any of our players to break any records, right? He said, we're about winning and doing whatever we can to do to win. And that's what our focus is now. And it's very important to me to make the playoffs. And that's what I hope for next season. So, yesterday, head coach Bill Belichick also spoke to media at the owners' meetings of 2023. And this is what he said when he was asked what he would tell Patriot fans to remain optimistic going into next season. This is a clip that we have from that. Let's take a look at it.
What would you say to them to give them a reason to be optimistic for what's ahead for the Patriots?
The last 25 years.
Now, Brandon, Bill Belichick, right? He's one of the greatest coaches of all time, but isn't the saying, what have you done for me lately? Isn't that prevalent in the league? So, my question to you is Bill Belichick on the hot seat, fact or foolish?
Wow, there's a lot there. So he said, look at the last 25 years. Let's look at the last 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Or the last 3 or 4 without Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what we're looking at. You had Tom Brady for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I don't get lost in the debate, who was more valuable to the organization in that dynasty, if you even call it a dynasty. I don't even know what's above a dynasty. They ran a league for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
But you had Tom Brady. So I want to see what he does with Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Bro, he can run it. Bill Belichick is the type of dude that's going to probably coach till he's done on this earth. For real. He loves it. He's not walking.
Keep him till he's done coaching?
He's not walking away anytime soon.
Yeah.
You get Lamar Jackson, you might see Bill Belichick for another 10 years and they could run. They could run it again.
Yeah.
Is he on the hot seat? He's not on the hot seat, but the era has to end sometime, right? Legends, and we're talking about not only the greatest coach in football ever, but one of the greatest coaches in sports and one of the greatest, I would say, leaders in all industries.
Yeah, agreed.
If Robert Kraft fired a Bill Belichick, that'd be one of the worst decisions he's ever made. You know how those things typically go down?
Yeah.
When it's time. Bill, I love you. Okay? And I don't think this is happening anytime soon.
Yeah, you said anytime soon, yeah.
But you sit down, it's like, Bill, I got to go in a different direction, right? Let's be on the same page here. So you kind of push him out, but you don't fire a Bill Belichick, and you don't even go out there and say he's on the hot seat. There's a lot of owners that will go out there and say, yeah, it's a win. It's a must-win season. It's a boom or bust season. Kraft can't do that. Look at the last 25 years.
Right.
Without Bill Belichick, you're not sitting here as one of the greatest owners in sports. He's considered one of the greatest owners. You know what you need to be? You know what you need to be one of the greatest owners in sports?
A successful team.
A successful team. And you know who leads the team?
The head coach.
The head coach. And sometimes it's general managers. But in this situation, Bill Belichick does everything.
Yeah.
He's the general manager. He's the head coach. Hell, last year he got back into calling plays.
Yep.
You don't fire that guy. Are you kidding me? And for all these people out there to keep talking about Bill Belichick ain't him, y'all sick. Y'all sick. My boy, the Shady McCoys of the world, the Asante Samuels of the world, how dare y'all?
Yeah.
How dare y'all say Bill Belichick? Man, Asante Samuels' podcast gonna come out. We got in a huge argument on his podcast a couple weeks ago. I don't know when he's gonna release this, but we keep debating and keep arguing over Bill Belichick. He played with him for 4 years. So you would think that he knows more than I do when it comes to Bill Belichick and the Patriots. But he's saying it's all Tom. And he keeps standing on that. How dare you, Asante Samuels? How dare you, Shady McCoy? How dare you say Bill Belichick ain't that guy?
Yeah.
Who drafted Tom Brady?
Bill Belichick.
In the 7th or the 6th? Bill Belichick. Who's the one that said, Drew Bledsoe, you go down, I'm going to be radical in this situation. I'm going to be disruptive in this situation. You're healthy, but I'm staying with Tom. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who's the one that says, hey, we always want to get on him, right? As a player, you know, it sucks, but it has to end for players. He always finds a way to get rid of a player right before that decline. And then we look at him and say, he's crazy, he's nuts. And then we look back in retrospect and be like, yo, how did he see that coming? Bro, I like it. Someone got a clock management. A lot of the ways, when we talk about situational football, he's the one that coined situational football. As fans, as players, as coaches, as owners, we talk about situational football. Who do you think is the one that started all of that? Yo, we're gonna run this in you know, it's 4th down, game is on the line. We're less than 2 minutes on the clock, right? No score. You know what no score is?
Yeah.
No score is like, look, we're right in position. If we score, we're giving them opportunity to get the ball back and still be in the game. So let's not score. Most teams will go and just score. Let's go score. He's the one that coined that.
Really? So that was Bill Belichick that started that.
Everything. Am I going on a rant here? Do I need to pass it back to you?
No. You are.
How does the fans feel right now? Can we go in the chat? Nagin, can we go in the chat? Can I get some questions from the fans right now? What do they think? Right. What do they think about? What do you guys think about Lamar Jackson? Where do you guys think Lamar Jackson should go?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this whole Bill Belichick conversation? Is he the GOAT? Is he not the GOAT? What do you guys think? Yeah. Should he get Lamar Jackson or not? Talk to me.
Yeah.
Nagin, please send in some chats. Some questions.
Will he break Don Shula's record as the head coach of the Patriots? That'd be an interesting
What's the record?
question too. So he's only 32 wins away from breaking Don Shula's record. So that'd be about that's like what, about 2-3 seasons
4
maybe.
seasons.
Yeah.
So he goes 500.
Really
he goes 500 over the next 3.5 seasons.
Right.
He's breaking that. So now he becomes the #1 coach, most winningest coach.
He'd be the most winningest coach. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You get Lamar Jackson, it happens in 2.
In 2, you think so?
1.5.
Oh man.
1.5, 16 games. What is it? 17 games in the season now.
That's what I'm saying.
18.
Yeah. So
What
it
is
could
17,
happen
18?
in 2 to 3.
I've been retired for how long?
Seasons.
4 years.
I know it seemed like they added a game a year, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is.
For real.
Lamar Jackson, you don't think if Bill Belichick gets Lamar Jackson, he doesn't, you said, 32.
30, he's 32 wins
32,
away.
32 wins.
away.
Oh, it'll be 3 seasons.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be about
They'll
like
average
2-3.
they'll average 10. They'll average 11 wins.
Well, before we move on from, like the Bill Belichick Lamar Jackson conversation, what they do with Mac Jones? Do they keep Mac Jones?
Who?
Mac Jones, the Patriots
Let me
quarterback.
not do that. Let me not do that because Mac Jones blessed our Tampa facility house of athlete.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate all guys. And listen, I always say this: we don't have to demean another athlete to big another one up, right? It's not that, right? Mac Jones is one of the best football players and athletes in the whole wide world, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to make it. I don't give a damn if he's sitting at 25 or 20. He made it to the NFL. He played at Alabama. Didn't he win a national championship?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So salute to Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But it's not Lamar Jackson,
Not
bro.
Lamar Jackson, yeah.
What do you do? Like,
Is he traded? Is he incorporating in a trade or like
Mac Jones?
backup?
Like, he's a little edgy guy too.
Yeah. I feel
And
like
he's
a
getting a little
starter
spicy.
somewhere.
And there's some beef there, right? Like there's talk that like Mac Jones went around Bill Belichick and Bill Belichick when Josh McDaniels left, and actually consulted with outside offensive gurus Like, he didn't understand what they were doing. You gotta remember, they had Joe Judge on the offensive side. Joe Judge was what? A special teams coach, coordinator for New England. Then he was hired away by the New York Football Giants, head coach. He flamed out in a year and a half, came back. Now he's on the offensive side, special teams guy. You think an offensive guy is going to respect that? What do you think I would have did in that room if Joe Judge was standing in front of the room trying to tell me how to run a route?
Yeah, no, it's not.
What do you think? Oh, do you think Odell or any type of dude like that is going to respect him?
Right, no.
And then also you had the little wizard, the defense, Matt Patricia. He was a defensive coordinator. And then he went head coach for the Detroit Lions. And I'm not saying that, because a lot of times that crossover helps. Right? Like, I always did that in camp. Like, I would always go to the defensive side. I will always go in their meeting rooms. I will always ask my defensive coordinator, what's his perspective? Exactly. Where's my weaknesses? Where's my challenges? What do you guys see? Because it's a different perspective. Sometimes you just have that offensive lens is just different. So I'm not saying that they're not capable of doing it, but you got Matt Patricia as the offensive coordinator. Yeah. So I'm saying all that to say that there was beef between Bill Belichick and the Patriots and Mac Jones, because Mac Jones kind of went around, the system, and you don't do that, right? So I don't see Mac Jones staying in New England if you get a Lamar Jackson. He'd probably be a part of the package. Yeah.
Well, guess what, Brandon? We got questions.
Ooh.
Let's see. Do you see the Patriots paying Lamar Jackson what he wants? That's the first question we got.
Who is this from? I need to know what their name is, Nagin. Where are they from? Like, who is this person? Do we know?
Yeah. Do we know their name?
Okay, so what's the question while we wait?
Yeah, we'll get their name here in a second. But do you see the Patriots paying Lamar Jackson what he wants? That's actually a good question.
So, for a few months now, I've been talking about Lamar Jackson's from Pompano, Florida, which is, 19 miles north?
Yeah. About
of 30, us right now?
About 20, 25 minutes north.
You're from here, right?
Yes, sir.
Born and raised. Where are you from?
I'm from Pembroke Pines.
You're from Pembroke Pines. So you're familiar with this area?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so I've been saying for a couple months that he's from Pompano, Florida. He's really close to Kodak Black, and people don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, he's from the mud.
It's a mentality.
Can you describe to the people, that side of Pompano? Because there's another side of Pompano that's really beautiful on the beach, and they're building up Pompano.
Yeah.
Like, there's some amazing properties being developed right now in Pompano. But can you talk about the other side of Pompano?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's just basically he stands on respect, right? And in this situation, he feels disrespected. I think it's just that simple, right? So, it's a no-nonsense crowd that comes from Pompano, and he's just demonstrating that, for the lack of way.
Man, just say it's the hood,
better way
bro.
of putting
what are you trying to be? Why you, bro? We're not on ESPN.
What you mean?
We're not on FS1. We're YouTubers.
No nonsense.
Tell them it's the hood.
No nonsense. It's just how I delivered it, right? Cut those straightforward. No nonsense. As simple as that.
Right.
You don't respect me, I'm gonna go where I'm respected.
So here's what I would say, like, coming from a similar environment, right? When you're pissed off and you feel disrespected, obviously you have what you want. You say, here's my deal terms, right? But if you go out there and it's like the Colts or the Patriots, they get close to that. Like the Colts said, the owner said, I'm not, and this is Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. He came out and said, money's not an issue, but I'm not a big fan of fully guaranteed contracts. If the situation's right for Lamar, and he's like, you know what, y'all 10 million off, 15 million off, let's go. Yeah. Let's roll. I see that happening.
Wow.
Because now it's like, you know what? It ain't even about the money anymore. It never was about the money. It's principle. Like, I saved your job, Jim Harbaugh. I saved your job.
Yeah.
Sasha Brown, welcome. But you wouldn't be in this position where you can wheel and deal and attract different free agents if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So now you're saying you're not going to give me what the market says I deserve?
Right.
So, all right, I'll go over here. It's better. So, look, I see the Patriots and Lamar getting the right deal done. It'll be close. He's not going to leave too many chips on the table, but I can see Lamar softening up with the Patriots.
Okay.
I can see him softening up potentially with the Colts.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see that happening for sure. Because now it's just about like, look, he's having fun with it, Corey.
Yeah.
You see them yesterday reposting fans, trolling him.
Nah.
See, that's what dudes are scared of.
Yeah.
That's why most dudes break, Corey. Right? Most dudes aren't willing to hold out because of the noise.
Exactly. All of that outside noise. Yeah.
Yeah, man, fans are brutal.
Yeah.
The fans don't care.
He's seeing all those comments.
Man, when it's player versus team, guess who the fan is going to go for? Historically, they go for the team.
Yeah. That's where their loyalty is.
It's brutal. So they go out there, read the comments. Now you got Instagram and you got the videos, you got the TikToks. They burning jerseys now. They started that 10 years ago with LeBron. Or 15 years ago with LeBron, excuse me, 16 years.
Yeah.
Right? So now you got players that sit back and watch that. And they're like, man, my reputation, my name. Oh, my goodness. The NFL, they got me in a box. I'm institutionalized. I got to go do the right thing. I got to go be with my teammates.
Yeah.
They beat in your head.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, fans may not like this right now. Team. Well, you tell me right now, all these retired football players that's walking around with no insurance, that's living in a hut, that was paid peanuts back in the day, had to get a second job.
Right.
Where's the teams then? You think people standing up saying, okay, let me give you some money. You think the Snyders of the world, the Jerry Joneses of the world is going around just passing out money to all their former players because they did the right thing and they put the team first? Bro, you got to think about like what he said what he said yesterday in his tweet. I got to do what's best for me and my family. He got to be thinking about his kids. When he's sitting in this seat, I just turned 39. You think I can go call the Jets or the Chicago Bears and say, hey, I'm hurting a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Can you slide me $100,000 the McCaskey? You remember there's no other wide receiver in the history of the Chicago Bears that did what I did.
Right.
Hey, Woody, I know we're friends. We talk. And you always open up the doors to me. I need $500,000.
Yeah, they're going to laugh at you.
What?
They're going to look at you crazy.
You know what they're going to say? Hey, man, I got a little gig for you. Can put you on as a consultant for $55,000. You know, just show up a couple times, speak this and that. Ain't nothing nice, bro. So I say all that to say that, you know, Lamar Jackson, when you see his behavior, you see how he's engaging, he's still smiling. It's not fazing him. And that's what the Baltimore Ravens need to be wary about and they need to be scared of. Because you got a player that is actually embracing the trolls. He's embracing, you know, the noise. That's dangerous. That means if he don't get what he wants, he ain't suiting up. He ain't suiting up.
Yeah.
Man, me and Eric Decker did, and I'm a talk, like I think this was legendary.
Well, yeah, but before you move on, that first question was courtesy of Marlon Barrett. Marlon Barrett sent in that question.
Marlon, hey guys, when you guys send in these questions, can y'all please make sure y'all name, because some of y'all got like these Papa. Who's Papa? Who's CJ? Like what CEE? Like what is this? Patriots fan 12X. I want to know your name. I want to know where you from, right? Send in those questions. So look, man, we get to the next one, bro. Lamar Jackson. The Baltimore Ravens need to be scared. Yeah. Because he will be maybe the next Le'Veon Bell if you play with him. And Le'Veon Bell sat out a whole year.
He sure did. I got another Ravens related question. I really like this one. So it says, if you were a receiver on the Ravens team and you see a quarterback win an MVP, an unreal talent, then the organization lets them walk, how devastated are you as a skill player?
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember I was like, yo, I'm going to talk. I ain't going to curse. I'm going to talk my talk right now.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, one of the realest things that, you know, I feel like I've ever done, Eric Decker included.
Oh, so
and I think more players need to do this. But I held out for my quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Me and Eric Decker.
Yeah.
We go out. We win 11 ball games, whatever it was, 2015. Ryan Fitzpatrick steps in for the Geno Smith. Remember the punch? Bam, broken jaw.
Yeah.
Geno, right? Ryan Fitzpatrick steps in. We ball. legendary. He was asking for like 20-something guaranteed, just 2 years guaranteed. We were playing around with 6. I went to Coach Bowles and Woody and them. I said, man, I ain't coming back until y'all pay him. Wow. Me and Eric Decker sat out the whole offseason.
And you're referring to Fitzpatrick getting paid?
Ryan Fitzpatrick getting paid, the quarterback. So the question was what?
Yeah, it was like, how do you feel as a skill player letting, when a team lets their quarterback walk?
I'm hot. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And I, like, man, we're stronger together.
Yeah.
Man, is it not funny to you that where are all the other guys? Like right now, let's search Baltimore Ravens teammates stand up for Lamar Jackson. There's right now in the offseason, going into the offseason, going to be 90 guys. But in the season, going to be almost 60.
Right.
How many guys do you think you'll find on the internet that stood up and said, we need to pay him?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah,
I was texting guys last night, like legends or old school guys, like, yo, can you come on Paper Route tomorrow? I want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. I want to get your point of view because obviously you're familiar with the owner and the organization. He's just text a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
95% said, I'm staying away from that.
Yeah.
We're scared.
Yeah.
We're scared to fight for each other. So I know that was a simple question, but if I'm a wide receiver in that organization, I basically publicly say, when Lamar leaves, I leave.
Wow.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Please.
Sheesh. All right, so we're actually going to go to our second factor of foolish statement. I know that took a while. But for the next one, Brandon, I know you had actually mentioned, if Lamar Jackson goes to New England, a move that they'll need to make is probably for wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, right? So for our next statement, DeAndre Hopkins is still a top 10 wide receiver, factor foolish.
YouTube, appreciate you guys tapping in. Everybody that's rocking with us right now, 70% of the people watching our shows, whether it's the weekly shows or Paper Route, aren't subscribers. So make sure you subscribe so we can keep the juice coming. Just want to say thank you. And everybody on Instagram right now who's not watching live, tap in right now. We about to break the record for new shows. So we need about 500 more people to tune in so we can break the record and get that big YouTube plaque. Tap in right now. All right, so DeAndre Hopkins, I had to take care of some business. Can I take care of business?
Yeah, no, man,
That's
did
cool.
Your thing. You did your thing.
Is he still a top 10 wide receiver? Corey, you came up with the question. What do you think?
What do I think? I think he has the potential to prove himself as a top 10 wide receiver, right? But I feel like there's just a lot of guys that you could just name off the top of your head that have kind of just been more – that have been more productive in the last couple of years, right? Like I'm sure you got some names in front of you now. You got Justin Jefferson, you got Devontae Adams, you got Cooper Kupp, and this isn't in the order. You got Cooper Kupp, you got Jamar Chase, you got you can argue guys like, Stephon Diggs, you'll probably rank, above them. So,
Okay.
That's your 5. You got guys like Keenan Allen, right? You got guys. So, then DeAndre Hopkins' name starts to come up once after those names. So, next year I would really like to see, DeAndre Hopkins of old, right? I want to see, but it all depends on what team he's going to be on. Is it going to be the Cardinals? Is his quarterback, is Kyler Murray going to be healthy enough for him and whatnot? Is he even going to be a Cardinal? We'll see.
So let's do this. Let's play a game. Can we play a game with your question, Corey?
Let's do it.
So Corey, you can be honest with the people. Sometimes I piss you off. Just like you spend, like Corey, after these shows, you sit here for a couple hours, working with Ashley and I, Stack, Steven Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, on like what you're gonna do the next day. You produce our shows.
Yes, sir.
Like this is you.
Yeah.
And then I come in and I totally change
remix
things.
it.
You got to be honest.
I'm anticipating a remix right now. What's up?
Do I ever piss you off?
No, man. No, we got.
You sure?
You got to remain fluid in this business, right? You gotta remain fluid.
All right, so let's play a game with your question. Can we throw that question back up there?
Yeah.
Can we please throw the question back up? DeAndre Hopkins is still a top 10 wide receiver. All right. Terry McLaurin sitting at 10 for the Washington football team.
Okay.
Are they still their Commanders now?
Watch the Commanders. Right.
Okay.
So is that what you're doing? You're going from 10
It's
to 1?
10. He's sitting at 10 as far as like from stats, like receiving stats of 2022.
Right.
All right. Would you take him? And I love Scary Terry. Do you take Scary Terry or do you take DeAndre Hopkins?
I'm taking D-Hop. Taking D-Hop just based off of resume right now.
Okay, you got Travis Kelce. You got Devontae Smith. Do you take Devontae Smith or you take D-Hop?
Probably taking D-Hop.
Oh, that's tough.
It is.
Devontae went off last year. Boy, you tripping.
He did. But I'd say I'd probably need a couple more years of him doing it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Couple more
What
years
about
of him doing
Jalen
it.
Waddle?
I'm taking D-Hop.
You're taking D-Hop.
Yeah.
Okay. What about CD Lamb?
See, it's those names. It's those names where I really begin to ponder. You know? It's the CD Lambs. I think I'm taking a CD Lamb.
And I'm not even
CD Lamb.
you're going to take CD Lamb?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
but I'm not
yeah.
going to deal with the top 5. You got Stephon Diggs. What? Stephon
That's what I'm
Diggs?
saying. It's around like
AJ
the 6, 7. Once you get to like 6, 7, or 8, you know, that's when it becomes a debate.
But you also have Jamar, who's not in the top 10 right now. Jamar Chase missed a couple games.
I'm taking Jamar Chase.
So you got Jamar Chase. You got DK Metcalf as well.
You know, I'm going D-Hop.
Mike Evans, Amari Cooper.
See, that's where
He's
it gets
10,
tricky.
bro.
Yeah.
And here's the reality. He's 10.
He's 10.
He's 10. D-Hop is top 10 right now. I don't care what he looked like over the last 2 years. He was hurt 2 years ago, in and out. And then last year, suspended for half the season.
Yeah.
Right? I guarantee you, D-Hop this year is top 5.
Wow.
And that's Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. You got A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I missed Tyreek
You got to
Hill.
see. You know what makes DeAndre Hopkins special?
What was that?
Just throw it up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
When he's covered, he's not covered.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if he picks the right situation, meaning the offensive philosophy, the quarterback, meaning when it's one-on-one, there's no thinking. He's that type of receiver. That's the type of system I like to be. That was actually my job with the Jets. They came in, Coach Changay said, Brandon, hey, your role on this team and this offense is beat man-to-man, one-on-one.
Yeah.
When you one-on-one, we throwing you the ball. Any other time, we're going to Eric Decker. I don't want to hear no shit out of you.
Yeah.
One-on-one, you get the ball.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
That's funny.
And he was up front with me. I said, okay, cool. One-on-one, I knew. Fitz, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's coming to me.
Yeah.
I was affected. Y'all was affected with that.
100%. 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. Eric Decker went off, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Amazing year. We knew a role. So DeAndre Hopkins is like that. There's a lot of guys that are like that. Justin Jefferson's like that. Devontae Adams is like that. It's one-on-one. Just throw him the ball. So, yes, fact.
All right, next one. We're going to talk some of like the younger quarterbacks of this generation. Justin Herbert will throw more touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes next season. Fact or foolish?
This is foolish. Can I be a jerk really quickly?
Man, do you think?
What were you thinking putting this question together?
Justin Herbert be slinging, yo. Their stats are comparable. They are roughly comparable.
How? Patrick Mahomes had 41 touchdowns last year. Justin Herbert had 25.
Last year?
I think that's what the numbers say. Let's go to stats. You can check your stat sheet if you want.
If you look over like the last 3 or 4 years, that's where I'd say the stats are comparable. It's possible.
Let me see regular season touchdown passes.
What Patrick Mahomes will prove next season is that he's still able to do it with just different receivers every year, right? Because I mean, like
he hasn't proven that already.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said the question is next season. Justin Herbert, he has an idea who his receivers are going to be next year, and he's only building more and more chemistry with them each year. He has Mike Williams. He's going to have Keenan Allen. And hopefully they can keep their running back, right? Who also very much contributes to the passing game. So it's definitely possible for him to beat Patrick Mahomes in touchdowns.
And you got the new offensive coordinator. Still didn't put lotion on him.
Was it Kellen Moore, right?
Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore had Dak 2 years ago before he snapped that ankle, and he was off to a hot start. He was averaging 500 yards through the air. 4 touchdowns a game, it felt like. It's possible. but this is foolish to me. It's Patrick Mahomes. Like, I think that, and I'm watching Patrick Mahomes work out now. You know, he started working out like he's on some Tom Brady stuff right now. They started working out like 3 days after the Super Bowl.
Even with this bad ankle.
Yeah, I mean, and like what he posted yesterday, he's like doing like ballerina type exercises, flexibility, like somersaults and all kinds of stuff. The dude's a freak, bro.
Yeah.
He's locked in. He's focused. Patrick Mahomes, he's getting better. So I don't see Justin Herbert throwing for more TDs. I just can't see it happening.
Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
All right, next one. University of Texas running back Bijan Robinson, who's projected to be the first running back drafted in this year's draft, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year next season. Fact or foolish?
I have to apologize. This is foolish. In reality is I don't know. I don't watch college football. And we talked about this. And I also have to apologize to you. Earlier in the show when we first started, we talked about me being up till 5 in the morning and sending you, show
Ideas
topics or
inspiration
inspiration for today at like 3 in the morning. One of the things I did, I went through like our YouTube analytics in our channel, and I was looking at our audience, what people like, what they dig. One of the, it's called research, right? So if you're a part of YouTube Studios, for all the YouTubers out there, all the people, potential podcasters, right? Like YouTube Studios, you guys are familiar with that. If you're not, you should look it up. But I'm looking at it because there's a lot of good information there. There's one column says research. And in there it talks about some of these show topics that our audience like. And running back is one of them. I apologize because last week you kept trying to force me to talk about running backs. Ezekiel Elliott. We're talking about Ezekiel Elliott. Let's talk about Austin Eckler. Like, I love Austin Eckler. I love Zeke. But who cares to talk about them? Excuse me, no disrespect. But I want to apologize to you because our audience like it. That's what the research says.
Like running backs.
So I want to apologize, but I got to answer this question. This is I don't even know. I say it foolish, but I don't know. I don't watch college football. Tell me about him.
You think a quarterback? How about that?
Tell me about him. Well, tell me about this kid.
Bijan Robinson, I tell you what, the dude averaged probably like 200 rushing yards a game in college. Like it was ridiculous. That was obviously an exaggeration.
Was that the kid that came in and worked out for a little bit? Did he come to House of Athlete with no, he didn't come. No, I don't think he did. But he definitely had, like I said, like 4 or 5 200-yard games last season. Like he's a guy too that can catch the ball out the backfield. Like he will be a dynamic player at the next level. But of course, he's always going to be competing with, the quarterback. So it'd be like a C.J. Stroud, maybe like a, Bryant from Alabama. So I mean, you never know. But he's definitely going to be a candidate for that Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I just turned on his highlights. I can tell you quickly.
Yeah.
Got a nice jump cut.
Ooh.
You
watching those highlights.
Yo. Hey, yo. Got a stiff arm.
Okay.
He's tough. Lowered his shoulder. He looked like a little shorty though.
He's
bro, and oh my goodness, I'm gonna be honest, and I'll tell you guys this all the time. Don't come the paper route if you want to learn about college football. I don't watch college football. I barely watch UCF. That's my team. I love UCF, but I barely watch it. I'll probably start watching next year because my nephew. Well, I won't watch it next year. He'll probably be on the bench. He signed to UCF. He'll be on the bench for a year or two. Hopefully not. And then I'll start watching it then. But yo, this dude, he just one-hand catch. He can catch out of the backfield.
He's different.
Yo, he's different,
he
bro.
Reminds me, in my opinion, he reminds me of like a Saquon.
Fact. That's exactly. That jump cut, that spin.
Saquon, yeah.
Bro, he's a shit. It's hard to say shiftier. Yo, this dude is nasty.
He's like that, man.
He's nasty, bro.
He's like that. And he'll get those two. I mean, of course, that was at the college level, but he'll have 200 at half, too. That's the type of player he was.
Sorry, I know we're supposed to be talking about it, but I got lost watching Bijan Robinson's highlights.
Yeah.
I've been under a rock.
No, he's legit.
Wow.
It was legit.
He's special. No, it's not legit. He's special, bro. See, it's like, this, man. You go out to the park on the hoop court, or you go out on the field, 7-on-7. Yeah. You see a kid, he got it.
Yeah, you know it right away.
You know it right away, bro. It's like with Diggs, man. I always go back to Diggs. I said back in the day, I think it was like 2014, whenever he was drafted. I was like, man, Stephon Diggs is going to be the steal of the draft. I think he went 5th round or 4th or 5th round. and I didn't watch any of his highlights. I saw him working out.
That's all you needed.
He was playing defensive back. He was in the bubble at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Just going through drills, catching the ball one hand, crazy routes. Off of that, I said, yo, this dude's going to be the steal of the draft. I tweeted that.
Wow.
Special. And it's like, this dude, look at him, bro.
Yeah.
Spinning, stiff arm, speed, power, vision, hands. Hell, he might, in the right situation, this is like McCaffrey. McCaffrey.
You might be on to something.
500, this is what I say. 1,000+ rushing yards, 10 touchdowns, 500+ receiving yards.
You heard it here first. Bijan Robinson, our early prediction of who wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, like I said, man, the dude's legit. Yeah,
good question.
Dude's legit. All right, well, let's actually move on to our next one. We'll finish watching his highlights a little later. The Bengals will finish next season with the most wins in the AFC. Fact or foolish?
Man, I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland.
There's gonna be a lot of good teams in the AFC.
Yo, we got 5 minutes left before I answer. This is I'm gonna go fact.
You gonna go fact?
I'm gonna go fact, but listen, it's gonna be tough. Cleveland Browns. I'm telling you right now.
You got faith in them, huh?
Yeah. Why? Quarterback. They got a quarterback.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it yesterday.
But this, you know, this question is AFC, not AFC North. This is the AFC.
Oh, Bengals will finish next season with the most wins in the AFC.
In the AFC. So I'm talking about. So I mean, now you're considering the.
Listen, that doesn't mean they're going to. Doesn't mean that they're going to win the Super Bowl or make it to the Super Bowl.
Number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, this is. Ooh. They kind of got Kansas City's number, right?
Yeah.
Buffalo is. I don't think Buffalo is going. I don't think Buffalo is going to be there. I don't think Buffalo's going to be there. It's going to come down to the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. It's going to come down to Patrick Mahomes. Who else is out there?
Dolphins, potentially. You don't got
Let me not be disrespectful. You're right.
But yeah, I mean,
this is. I would say fact. I would say fact. Yeah. Joe Burrow special, bro. There's a clip on Instagram. I saw it a couple weeks ago. Maybe you can YouTube it. It's in pregame warm-ups.
You said against the Bills, right?
What did he do?
It was like a spin around throw, right, in warm-ups. Yeah, it was crazy. And the angle of the shot was even better. I loved it.
Yo, he dropped back. It was pat and go. We call pat and go where you got 2 lines.
No warm-up.
Guys go over here, go over here. It's real easy. Joe Burrow drops back. He throws it like a no look.
It's like a no look 360
no
pass.
No look 360
right?
pass, and then he left his hand up like this.
Yeah.
It was like Steph Curry.
Right.
Like how Steph Curry plays around in pregame warm-up. That's what he did. I said, oh, my God.
And then landed right in the breadbasket, too. Can't forget that.
Bruh. Joe Burrow. Not only is there an argument that he's the best quarterback in the NFL, there's an argument that he's the most swaggiest NFL player.
You can give him that.
You can give him that?
Joe Shiesty, Joe Burr. Right, he got a whole bunch of nicknames.
I'm going to go fact here, but this is tough. This is hard.
Cool. All right, so for our last one, Bronny James. He's actually playing tonight, like I mentioned at the top of the show, in the McDonald's All-American game. So question for you, Brandon. Bronny James scores more than 15 points in the McDonald's All-American game tonight. Fact or foolish?
This is fact, but it's going to be tough. It's tough because I did a little research. I went back and looked at the McDonald's All-American game stats over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And the average minutes per guy is right around 18 to 19 minutes.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So he got to do a lot of damage in 18 to 19 minutes.
Yeah.
LeBron's there. You saw the picture yesterday. I don't know if he's still there. He, Savannah, what's his other son's name? Bryce. Which they say is probably better than Bronny. That's what he says.
We'll see him in this game in a few years.
Right, so the whole family's there taking pictures. So do you want to be the coach? Do you want to be the coach on Bronny? And Bronny is starting. I looked that up too. He is starting.
Okay.
Do you want to be the coach that got LeBron James sitting on the other side
so Bronny
and you're not playing him?
Yeah, right.
He's supposed to be in L.A. He's supposed to be where they playing. I think they're playing in Houston. No, they're playing in Chicago.
No, it's in Houston at the Rockets Arena. Yeah.
But they're also playing in Houston tomorrow. So I don't know when the game is, but they're playing. Lakers are playing
tonight.
Okay, so Lakers playing in Houston. So I don't know where he's supposed to be with his team, but he's supposed to be somewhere, not wherever they playing. It's in Houston. Is All-American
Yeah, the
game?
All-American game is in Houston.
He ain't supposed to be there. So do you want to be the coach that barely plays Bronny?
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I like Bronny going for 20+ and being the MVP. Oh, he's going to put on a show. Pops is looking at him like, son, you know what time it is.
Right,
Like, come
exactly.
on, let's go show out.
Yeah.
Bronny is special, bro.
Yeah. Yo, where
Bronny's
you
special.
want to see him go to college? Where you want to see him play at?
UCF.
Oh, that'd be nice, right?
You say you say go to UCF.
I'm sure that, of course,
Where would
you
I like to
that.
see him go to college? Was it Braun? Braun is a big Ohio State fan. Is he going to Ohio State?
Like I know because he's one of the few guys that are still undecided going into the All-American game. So I know he has like Oregon he's considering. He has Ohio State he's considering. So it's a few teams that he has in mind.
Yo, can I get one of those like you got me? Okay, can I get one of those electrolytes?
You know I got it on
got me.
You know I got it
You
on
got
me.
me.
The elements, right? Yo, this is my favorite flavor though. Raspberry salt. This is where it's at. Oh, that was a bad throw.
Yeah, that's why you play wide
I
receiver.
know. Yep.
You got me with the electrolytes. This is how I like to take them. But Ohio State is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio State is a good one.
Maybe we'll
There's
see him.
another company that I like too with the
What's that?
electrolytes. It's called Gainful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you try that afterwards since you
Okay.
think I don't take electrolytes. Element,
Yeah.
it's dope.
No, Element's good. Oh, you taking them like that? Just washing it down. Oh, he's a savage. Your nickname was the Beast, huh? He a beast for that one. But no, like so on that note, right, of Bronny and like who he plays for next season, I think it's a good opportunity to segue to March Madness. Has it
Let's
not
do
been
it.
a
What's the
cra-
bet of the day? Because like I'm gonna be honest with you,
Yeah.
man. I kind of close my eyes,
Uh-huh.
and I don't even close my eyes. What I do is I say like, man, where is everybody? Where's the field going?
Right.
Who's everybody betting? I bet that. Like I'm just not that. I don't think anybody's having a great day
Yeah.
when it comes to March Madness. It's wild right now. So you tell me what the bet is.
Yeah. So, well, look, before we get into the bets, I mean, this year is been the first year in men's tournament history where there hasn't been a top 3 seed in the Final Four. I mean, yeah. It's been that crazy of the year. Yeah, and then also in the Elite 8, no top seeds, like no number 1 seeds. I mean, it's literally just been
Isn't
crazy.
it wild that you have the University of Miami and FAU? They're both in the Final Four, right?
Both,
and they could go
both in the
head
Final
to
Four,
head.
and they could potentially play each other. Right, yeah, so we'll get into that later. But paper route, right, presented by FanDuel. The NBA season is coming down to the wire, and there's no better place to bet in on the action than FanDuel, right? So the app is safe, secure, and easy to use. FanDuel has exclusive offers, boosts, and more all month long, right? FanDuel also has lots of ways to play, like the spread, money line, over-unders, team totals, player props, and so much more. Jump into action at any time during the game with live betting. You can also combine multiple bets from the same game in a same-game parlay and try out some of the same-game parlays plus, right? So, but yeah, now let's get into, our picks, right? So we have, for the first game, FAU playing San Diego State, right? So FAU, in my opinion, they're battle tested. They're the 9th seed right now, so they had to, play some tough games,
Right.
Throughout this stretch, i.e. Tennessee. They just had to beat Kansas State in order to make it to the Final Four. So I really like their chances in beating San Diego State. So we're going to take them with some plus money, right? So they're plus 112 right now to win that game. And then you got Miami and UConn. So, like we said.
How much are you betting?
So when you put both of these together, you got the opportunity to double your odds. So I'll show the viewers
I want to
what
know
we
what
can
you're
make.
betting. Is it?
Me?
Are you a $25 guy? Are you a $50 guy?
Or am I 100? No, I'm gonna meet it in the
Ooh.
middle with 50. I'm a $50 guy.
That's
I'm a
your
$50 guy.
average bet.
And yeah. And like you had said earlier, like I would like to see an FAU and Miami national championship. That'd be great, right? But I don't know, man. UConn's beaten teams by 20 plus points in every single game that they played in the tournament. So like I don't know if I can go with Miami here. Of course, again, it would be great to see a shout out South Florida basketball, right? Like it'd be nice to see a South Florida national championship. but I don't like it. So I'm gonna go. We're going with UConn at minus 240 odds there on the money line.
Love it.
Yeah. And then you got the odds for your national championship winner, right? So let me just put into perspective again how crazy this March Madness has been. So at the beginning of the tournament, UConn's odds was plus 2,400 to make the national championship.
Right.
Then you got San Diego State plus 8,500, right? They're currently at plus 360. You had Miami, right? That was at plus 4,500, currently at plus 49. Then Florida Atlantic, so they were long shots, right?
Man.
12,000 odds to make it to the national championship.
Yeah, all those numbers are over my head. You know what I'm gonna do?
What's that?
I'm gonna take all the unders.
You gonna take all the unders?
All the unders.
Who you
That's
got winning
right.
the national championship?
The under.
He said
The underdog. Like it don't matter. I'm just closing my eyes and I'm saying, give me the underdogs. So that's what I want. The
FAU?
Underdogs. If they're the underdogs, I'm putting 100 on them.
Oh man, that would be beautiful to see.
100.
FAU.
And then when we get to the championship, it's the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Can we get, before we leave, can we get one more question from our squad?
Yeah.
Something from our live chat. Today was a phenomenal day, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys are amazing. It's not hard launching a new show, right? And over the last 3 years, launching I Am Athlete, a lot of hard work, a lot of ups and downs. One of the things that I realized, and you guys can take this and apply it wherever you're at, consistency. You just got to show up, especially if you're in this space, podcaster, content creator, which it seems like we all are, Corey, now when you think about Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. Consistency. You don't expect any return from your audience. Don't expect numbers to jump for 18 months. Put your head down and work. That's what it is, right? Like today, it's like phenomenal. Being able to have a couple hundred people, that's a lot. A couple hundred people that come back every single day to rock with us. So big shout out to y'all and thank you guys. But watch, when you lean into the process, you lean into consistency, what will happen? Promise you, 3 months from now, we'll be hitting shows where we're pushing 10,000 live.
Yeah.
10,000 live. We're going to have some amazing days. A lot of times, because we're in this social media world, it's like microwavables. We're microwavables.
Mm-hmm.
We want it now. Can't, man. Yeah. You can't do
It's
it.
a process. It's a grind.
Yeah, like, don't try to go viral. I got this from Ebro. It's like a lot of people go out there every single day just try to be viral. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not what it's about.
That's it. That's it. So thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Did we get a fan question to end the show?
We do, actually. We do. We got one.
Subscribe.
Yeah. You ready for it?
Yep.
So, do you believe if the Ravens had got Lamar a #1 receiver, it wouldn't have been a big problem for him to re-sign?
Pamela from Garvin. I'm so sorry, Corey. I hate to do this to you, but she said, shout out to the Women's March Madness also. You're right, Pamela. And you've been trying to talk about this for a couple days.
I've been trying to shout out Caitlin Clark because she's different. She is honestly different. Yeah. Caitlin Clark, I think she's going to lead Iowa to a national championship this year. I think that's how good she is and how big of an impact she makes.
Well, put your money on it.
Let me go find her on FanDuel.
Okay.
Hey,
All
well,
right.
on that note, we actually have our disclaimer for FanDuel. So we'll be back to actually answer that fan question in just a second.
There you go.
Disclaimer, 21 plus in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP. Louisiana. Call 1-800-327-5050 or visit www.mahelpline.org/problem gambling. Massachusetts. Visit www.mdgamblinghelp.org, Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369, New York. 1-800-522-4700, Wyoming, or visit www.1800gambler.net, West Virginia. All right, Brandon, we're back. So, again, to end the show, we got a question for you. I know you long-winded, so, again, make this quick. Do you believe if the Ravens had got Lamar, number one receiver, it wouldn't have been a problem for him to re-sign?
No.
Yeah.
Just show me the money.
Right.
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all about – it's about respect. It's all of those things, right? It's like, you know, he said it, my value. He didn't say, give me a number one wide receiver.
Right. Yeah.
He's expecting him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they probably sat down and agreed, like, look, this is what we're going to do. Running back position, wide receiver position. I think it's all about the respect and the value. And that's why you're going to see Lamar Jackson in a New England Patriots uniform. And this deal is going to go down at 8:59 p.m.
The exact time.
April 27th at 8:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lamar Jackson traded to the New England Patriots.
We'll see.
See y'all tomorrow. We love y'all. Paper out.